I spoke to Mr. Emeka today, Jude began, about the promotion. He hinted that there's something he wants in return. Chioma's brows furrowed. Something like what? A pause. He wants you. The words hung in the air like a slap. Chioma blinked, thinking she'd misheard. I beg your pardon. He said, if you spend one night with him, the regional manager position is mine. The night was heavy with silence. Chioma sat on the edge of their bed, staring blankly at the tiled floor of their Lekki apartment. The only sound was the hum of the air conditioner and the occasional screech of a passing kiki on the road below. Jude stood by the window, swirling a glass of whiskey, the city lights flickering on his expressionless face. Chioma, he said finally, his voice unnervingly calm. We need to talk. She looked up slowly, already sensing the storm in his eyes. I spoke to Mr. Emeka today, Jude began, about the promotion. He hinted that there's something he wants in return. Chioma's brows furrowed. Something like what? A pause. He wants you. The words hung in the air like a slap. Chioma blinked, thinking she'd misheard. I beg your pardon. He said, if you spend one night with him, the regional manager position is mine. This is a big opportunity, Chioma. A once-in-a-lifetime kind of deal. Her jaw dropped. You can't be serious. Jude walked toward her, placing the glass on the table. Look, it's just one night. After that, we'll never talk about it again. You know how long I've worked in that company. We can't lose this chance. You're asking me to prostitute myself, your own wife, she said, her voice rising. He flinched. Don't use that word. It's not like that. Chioma stood, trembling. Then what is it, Jude? What kind of man offers his wife to another man for a job? He looked away. A man who's tired of living paycheck to paycheck. Who wants a better life for both of us? She stared at him in disbelief. That night, she barely slept. Her heart shattered in silence. Room 808. Lagoon View Hotel. Chioma's fingers trembled as she knocked on the door. Her hair was packed neatly into a bun. She wore a black gown that hugged her slim frame modestly. Her heels clicked against the marble floor, echoing her anxiety. The door opened. Mr. Emeka stood there, tall and clean-shaven in a loose kaftan, holding a glass of wine. Mrs. Okafor, he said, his smile slow. Come in. She hesitated, then stepped inside. The suite smelled of expensive cologne and air freshener. He gestured toward the sofa. You want a drink? No, she replied quietly. Emeka poured himself another glass and Saturday, you don't have to do this, you know. She looked at him. What? I said, you don't have to. I told your husband I wanted to test his loyalty and greed. He failed. Chioma's eyes widened. You mean? Emeka nodded. I wanted to see if he would protect what he loves. But apparently, he doesn't love much. Chioma felt dizzy. So you're not going to touch me? No, Emeka said. But now I know the kind of man he is. She sat there in silence, the weight of the truth pressing down like a tombstone. Loud music, expensive wine, and plastic smiles. The promotion party was held at a rooftop bar in Ikoyi. Jude beamed with pride, wearing a new blue suit. He clinked glasses with colleagues, gave speeches, posed for pictures. Everyone praised him, smart man, loyal worker, deserved it. Chioma sat in a corner, sipping juice, trying to swallow the bile in her throat. Mr. Emeka arrived late. He barely acknowledged Jude but gave Chioma a brief nod. She looked away. Addis arrived halfway through the night and found Chioma alone. You look like a ghost, Addis whispered. What's going on? Chioma forced a smile. Nothing. Don't lie to me. You haven't returned my calls all week. I'm fine. Really? Adis narrowed her eyes but didn't push. If you ever need to talk, I'm here. Chioma nodded, her throat tightening. The party continued, loud and oblivious. Jude raised another glass to a new beginning. She couldn't help but wonder whose beginning he was truly celebrating. Weeks passed. The joy of the promotion faded quickly. Jude became colder, more distant. He stopped eating her food. He stopped coming home early. He'd return past midnight, reeking of alcohol and perfume. Jude, are you cheating on me? Chioma asked one evening. He scoffed. Does it matter? What happened to us? She asked, eyes brimming. He shrugged. You've served your purpose. Her chest cracked open at the cruelty. You disgust me. He laughed bitterly. You disgust me too. You think I don't know you enjoyed that night with Emeka? She slapped him. Silence. Jude looked at her, smirked, and walked out of the house. The letter arrived on a Monday. A plain white envelope. Divorce papers. No conversation. No explanation. Just a line scrawled on a sticky note, you'll be better off back with your parents. Her hands shook as she held it. Later that day, she packed her things in silence. No one helped her. The same man she had sacrificed everything for now stood by the door, scrolling through his phone, uninterested. Chioma walked past him, suitcase in hand. Good luck, Jude said without looking up. She paused at the door. You'll need more than luck, Jude. You'll need a soul. Then she left. Back to her parents. Back to pain. Back to square one. But what she didn't know was that life had just begun again, for her. Chioma slept in her childhood room again. The floral curtains were still there. Her Bible lay on the shelf where she left it years ago. But she didn't feel the same. Every creak of the bed reminded her of failure, of betrayal. Of being sent away like trash. Her mother was kind. Her father, silent. But both hurt for her. You don't owe him shame, her mother said gently. You only owe yourself healing. Chioma started small. She joined her church's women's group. She taught Sunday school. Adis got her a part-time job as a showroom assistant at a fashion brand in Lekki. Her hands were slow at first, but with every new dress folded, she stitched her strength back together. And one day, for the first time in months, she laughed. She didn't expect to see him again. It was at a Lagos art gallery, one of those urban spaces that try to feel edgy with cement walls and overpriced wine. Chioma had gone to support Adis' cousin, a painter. As she studied a surreal portrait of a woman bound in chains, she heard his voice. Fascinating piece, don't you think? She turned. Emeka. He wore a navy blue shirt and soft eyes. No arrogance. No power play. Just presence. Mr. Emeka, she said cautiously. Please, just Emeka. She nodded, unsure. They stood in silence before the painting. I never apologized, he said suddenly. For everything. You didn't do anything. Jude did. I still played a part. Chioma looked at him. Why did you test him like that? Emeka's gaze was calm. To see if loyalty can be bought. I wanted a loyal second in command. I got something else. They talked for nearly an hour. Not just about the past, but about art, business, politics. It felt natural. Familiar. But strange. As she left, he handed her his card. Lunch next week. She hesitated. Then took it. Their connection grew fast but steady. Lunches turned to dinners. Dinners turned to long walks. Emeka listened in ways Jude never had. He laughed at her jokes. He asked about her dreams. He even apologized again for the woman she had to become to help him test another man. Chioma told him about her plans to open her own fashion line. He offered to invest. She declined. "I want to do it on my own," she said. "But thank you." One evening, as they walked along the Lekki Bridge, Emeka stopped. "Chioma," he said. "Do you believe in second chances?" She smiled faintly. "Sometimes." He reached into his coat pocket and pulled out a small velvet box. Inside, a gold ring with a single sapphire stone. Her breath caught. "I don't want to own you. I want to honor you. Will you marry me?" Chioma's heart trembled. But her answer was steady. "Yes." The engagement photos were tasteful, Chioma in a green Ankara gown, Emeka in crisp white, smiling, hand in hand. Adis posted one on Instagram. Then Emeka's PR team posted another on LinkedIn. That was the one Jude saw. He had just finished a quarterly report when his phone buzzed. A colleague messaged, "Wow, your ex and the boss." Small word O. He opened the post. CEO Emeka Oletunji engaged to Chioma IB, founder of IB Designs. Jude froze. He scrolled again. The comments were full of praise. "Beautiful couple. Chioma deserves happiness. Power couple loading." He felt his heart drop into his stomach. His hands shook. He closed his laptop and rushed to his car. Jude paced in Barrister Tiga's office like a man possessed. "She can't marry him. Do you understand what that means?" Tiga raised an eyebrow. "Why? She's your ex-wife. You divorced her. She's going to be my boss. She'll be Emeka's wife. She'll have access to board meetings. To company finances. She'll see everything." Tiga leaned back. So, what if she tells him what I made her do? What if she poisons him against me? What if she takes everything from me?" Tiga scoffed. "Maybe you should have treated her better." Jude's eyes narrowed. "I want her back. I need to stop this wedding." "You can't stop a wedding with panic. You need a plan." Jude nodded slowly, madness creeping into his smile. "I'll make her fall for me again." It began with a message. "Chioma, I know I'm the last person you want to hear from. I just want to say I'm sorry for everything. If you can find it in your heart to talk, please meet me. Just once." She stared at her screen for hours. Against her better judgment, she responded, "Tomorrow. 1 p.m. Terror Culture. 30 minutes. He arrived early. Clean-shaven. Simple shirt. No perfume. No ego. A man rehearsing humility. When she walked in, he stood immediately. "Thank you for coming," he said. "I didn't come for you," she replied, sitting. "I came to make peace with myself. I was foolish, Chioma. I let ambition blind me. I didn't deserve you." "No, you didn't," she cut in. He lowered his gaze. "I know it's too late to fix what I broke. But I can't sleep knowing you hate me." "I don't hate you, Jude," she said. "I pity you." Silence. But behind her calm, doubt whispered. Emeka noticed the change. "You've been quiet lately," he said over dinner at his place. "I saw Jude," Chioma said, pushing food around her plate. He paused. "You saw him, why?" "I needed closure." Emeka nodded. "And did you get it?" "I thought I did. But now, I don't know." He reached for her hand. "Do you still have feelings for him?" Chioma looked up. "Not love. Just confusion." Emeka's voice was steady. "I won't fight for you, Chioma. Because I don't believe love should be a battlefield. But I need to know if you're still walking toward me, or drifting back to the man who sold you." Tears welled in her eyes. I'm walking. But sometimes, I limp. Emeka kissed her forehead. Then I'll walk beside you. Limp or not. Jude started sending flowers to her office. Voice notes. Apology text. Chioma tried to ignore them. But at night, memories returned uninvited. His cold eyes. The night he pushed her toward another man. The mocking laughter. The slap of divorce papers. Adis noticed. You're sleeping, she warned. Don't let history charm you with soft apologies. Chioma exhaled. Why do I feel guiltier now than when he hurt me? Because victims often doubt their own scars, Adis said. But healing isn't kindness to your abuser. It's protection for your future. That night, Chioma blocked Jude's number. And slept peacefully for the first time in weeks. At a board meeting 2 weeks later, Emeka announced a restructuring of leadership within his company. A few roles would be reassigned, including Jude's. Jude confronted him privately. This is because of her, isn't it? Emeka leaned back. This is because of you. What do you mean? I know what you did to Chioma. She told me everything. And soon, the board will know too. Jude's eyes narrowed. Careful, Emeka. You don't want to make me your enemy. Emeka stood. You made yourself mine the day you tried to destroy someone I care about. Jude stormed out. Later that day, an anonymous email arrived in the inboxes of board members, containing confidential financial files that painted Emeka in a suspicious light. The next morning, a company-wide memo, CEO temporarily stepping aside pending investigation. Chioma was devastated. The emergency board meeting was tense. Emeka was calm. Jude smirked in the corner. Rumors swirled. Investors wavered. Then Chioma walked in, holding a file. I have something to say. Heads turned. I was Jude's wife. Years ago, he asked me to sleep with Emeka in exchange for a promotion. I agreed, under pressure. But Emeka never touched me. He was testing Jude's integrity, and he failed. Gasps. She continued. Now Jude wants revenge. He hacked internal files and leaked half-truths to frame the only man who refused to exploit me. A long silence followed. Mr. Badmus, the chairman, stood slowly. Miss Chioma, would you be willing to submit a sworn statement? Yes. Then we know what to do. Minutes later, Jude was suspended indefinitely. A full audit was launched. Emeka was reinstated. Chioma stepped outside into the sunlight, heart racing. It was over. Or so she thought. The Okafors were waiting when Chioma visited her parents. Jude's mother stood at the doorway in a faded lace wrapper, arms folded tightly across her chest. You want to disgrace us before the whole Lagos, she hissed. You think marrying your ex-husband's boss is an achievement? Chioma stared at her, unmoved. I'm not the one who sent my daughter-in-law to another man's bed. Her father stepped outside. Let her speak. Mama Okafor didn't flinch. You will regret this marriage. You are playing with men of power. Chioma stepped forward, voice low but firm. Your son taught me what shame feels like. But Emeka taught me what dignity looks like. I won't let anyone, not even you, drag me back into the dark. Then she walked past her, head held high. From the gate, her mother whispered, God is working with you. The wedding plans moved fast. Adis coordinated the bridal train. Emeka handled logistics. The designer who once hired Chioma offered to sew her gown as a gift. Her dress fitting was emotional. For the first time in years, she looked at her reflection and smiled genuinely. Emeka washed her towel in her dress during rehearsal. You're glowing, he said. I think. I finally feel like myself again. But not everyone was celebrating. Unknown numbers kept calling her. One night, she received a text. "You think you've won. But you've just made me desperate." She showed it to Emeka. He forwarded it to the police. 2 nights before the wedding, Chioma returned home late after a final fitting. The compound was quiet. As she reached for her door, 2 masked men grabbed her from behind. She screamed and kicked. One tried to drag her into a black car. A neighbor's security light snapped on. Voices shouted. A whistle blew. The attackers fled. She collapsed on the ground, shaking. At the police station, the officers confirmed her fear. One of the attackers had been seen entering Jude's compound earlier that week. Chioma sobbed. "He was really going to hurt me." Emeka held her close. "We're going to make sure he never comes near you again." The venue was decorated with white orchids and gold accents. Guests whispered and marveled, half because of the scandal, half because of the beauty of it all. Chioma arrived in a stunning lace gown, her smile soft but fierce. As she walked down the aisle, flashback sword, Jude's betrayal. Her parents' tears. The shame. The breakdown. The restart. And now, this. At the altar, Emeka's eyes glistened. The priest began. "Do you, Emeka Oletunji, take this woman?" "I do." "And do you, Chioma Ibe?" "I do." They kissed to thunderous applause. At the far end of the venue, a man watched from behind a tinted car window. Jude. He wept silently, not for her, but for the man he used to be before greed swallowed him whole. 6 months later, Chioma sat behind the desk once owned by the man who betrayed her. Emeka had stepped down to start a tech investment firm, naming her as interim CEO of the fashion company they co-founded. Her own label, IBE Designs, was growing fast. Jude, now jobless and under investigation, had tried calling her. She didn't pick up. Instead, she wrote him a letter she never sent. "You broke me to become someone. But I became someone after you broke me. I don't hate you anymore. I'm just grateful I survived you." She placed the letter in a drawer and stood. The city called. So did the future. And this time, she was answering it, free.